Live again. Sorry for the little delay. It took me like 10 years to load into game like normal, but it looks like we're getting a restart. I believe it's going to be the 250 or the not the 250, the 450 Consi race. My game might crash. Yup, there it goes. Give me just a second, guys. Anyways, while we're loading in, how is everybody doing tonight? I just got done racing the 250 class. I don't know if I like the track for racing. This roughness can really come up and grab you if you're not really paying attention to it. But I wish my game would load in very, very quick. And we do have Chris in the booth as well. I don't know where he's at right now, but he will be here for the races, I believe. Probably going to time out again just because I tend to lag out as I first get into the server, just with all the skins and everything. There we go. Finally timed out, so I'm going to time back in, or connect, I should say. And then we'll be underway. I believe this is the 450 Conti. Maybe? There we go. Alright, I was struggling with the cameras, but we are underway. Like I said, I believe this is the Consi. Josh Betts is leading this thing right now. He's on the 250, so not really sure what's going on. That's the only thing that's throwing me off. But we got Nate Zaworski in this one as well, on that two-stroke as usual. Andrew Woods in here. Peter Likes coming out of the Consi race, it looks like. John Ezra. Actually, I don't know if this is, because there's a few 250s in here. Normally, that's not the case. Cavs 65, Warriors 46. Yeah, I hope the Cavs win. I want to see it go 7 games, and I also want to see LeBron win a championship, but hey, that's just my opinion. But I'm kind of confused on what's going on here. A 30+2, yeah, so this definitely is not the, this is definitely not the Consi race. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I guess this is a good time to just kind of get a look at the cameras for this week. I honestly haven't even looked at any of the cameras or anything like that. I downloaded like 3 team packs from the skins thread before I got home to race. And I'm kind of upset that I didn't get to put too much time in on the track, because right as I was gelling with the track as far as qualifying goes, that was about when I had to stop qualifying and everything like that. So not too much time on the track, and it definitely showed, but I'm not here to talk about myself. I just want to know what's going on here. Grabbing UIDs in 1 minute. Okay, so we're not missing out on anything. Just waiting for the UIDs to be grabbed. There may have been an issue when they tried to grab them the first time, but I don't know how Wheels does all that stuff, so... Well, while we're waiting for these UIDs to be grabbed, who do you guys think is going to win tonight? Hunter Root will be coming out of the Consi if he decides to race tonight. I guess there was some rumors going around that he wasn't going to race, but he has run a lap, and it was a 15-minute, 37-second lap time. There's actually quite a few of those, so I'm assuming those were disconnects during the lap, and then the server restarted, and that's what lap counted for him. But again, I don't really know. But as far as legit lap times go, it ranges from a 1:47 to a 2-minute 40-second lap time. So about a minute difference between first and 51st. And UIDs have been grabbed, so we're just waiting to see if there's going to be a consi or not. And there is going to be a 450 consi, so we're going to have Walter Gebhardt, James Schuler, Caleb Stillman, Kale Simrock, Nathan Zaworski, none other, Tyler Groening, I don't know if that's how you say it, Ryan Mahan, Russell Cruza, Michael Wheeler, Lane Burks, and Hunter Root. Looks like he is in the server, so we'll see if he'll be able to get through in the Consi race. I'm assuming he's going to be. I mean, Hunter is one of the quickest guys in the game, so. And I did forget to do an audio and video check. So guys, please let me know if you can hear me clearly. Let me know if the stream is all good to go, as we are going to get underway here with the 450 Consi. I'm going to go on board with Hunter Root. He's got a decent gate here. And he's off the gate, so he's definitely playing. All right, he's going to take the whole shot, it looks like. There was another KTM right there, but he drifted wide. So Hunter Root out to the lead in the 450 Consi. Kale Simrock. Ooh, Russell Cruz is off the bike, off the track. Ryan Mahan's struggling back here already, but don't count him out just yet. There's 4 laps. He was one of the contenders coming into the 450 outdoor championship, so. But Ryan Mahan, we're going to have to keep an eye on him as this Consi rolls forward. Again, Hunter Root already out to a huge lead. Kale Simrock still sitting second. Michael Wheeler in third. And Tyler, oh no, he's actually off the bike. So Russell Cruz has inherited the last transfer spot as the time, or for the time being, part of that split fire spark plugs ride, along with Ryan Mahan still sitting way back here. So Ryan Mahan, I believe he missed, was it Glen Helen? No, he missed Thunder Valley, that's right. So he missed last week, and he's coming through the Consi again this week. So I'm not really sure what's going on with him. He's normally one of the top qualifiers. Again, I'm not around too often anymore. Ooh, it looks like Nate Zaworski's down in the pit right there, or in the valley. Again, Hunter Root just pulled away super, super quick. Kind of just looks like he's messing around a little bit. He's already got at least a 20-second lead, I'd say. 15, 20 seconds, something like that. Kale Simrock down right there, but he's not going to lose a spot for the time being. But James Schuler and Walter Gebhardt both right there now. Also Cruza, Michael Wheeler sitting outside of a transfer now. And Ryan Mahan, he's coming in very, very quickly. Oh, James Schuler's actually down. Does he collect Gebhardt? Oh, Gebhardt goes down on his own, actually, so it's going to be Root obviously leading, Kale Simrock, Russell Cruza, and Gebhardt's actually still going to be in that last transfer spot, but Michael Wheeler right there now. Oh, he's actually going to get the spot. It looks like Gebhardt went off the berm on that outside right there. Schuler now, Mahan's still sitting right there, so these guys have to be careful for Mahan. Yeah, guys, in chat, I do look at the chat frequently, so if you wouldn't mind, just keep me updated on that, the Warriors-Cavs game. Please and thank you. I love you all very, very much. But I will be commentating the race, obviously. Oh, Michael Wheeler's actually down right here. Again, Hunter Root is just making easy work of this Consi. Very, very surprising to see him in the Consi itself, but obviously having no issues with the track. Obviously, he's always going to have the speed. It's just a matter of how much time he puts in on the track. But it doesn't look like he's missing a beat here this week at High Point. Ooh, Cruza down after the finish line. Simrock going to be able to get around him. Gebhardt's probably going to get around him. He's actually going to... Oh, there we go. All right, and then it's going to be Cruza, and Schuler actually goes down. The front wheel lock actually got him, and Mahan goes down with him. So Mahan's sitting in 5th right now. He's going to have to put in some very, very good laps and get very, very lucky with not only his teammate Cruza, but Gebhardt as well. Gebhardt off the track. That front wheel lock, though. I'm going to keep an eye on this battle here, just because Gebhardt is in the last transfer spot, but he's also battling with Cruza, or was. Ooh, Cruza's actually down. Is that going to give Mahan the spot? Looks like it might. It's going to be very close, if not. Okay, there it is. So Mahan now into the final transfer spot. As Hunter Root actually takes the white flag. That Gebhardt's down. He's going to get passed by all three of these guys, Mahan, Cruza, and Wheeler. Where? Oh, Mayhem was actually down. I didn't catch that. It's on that big triple, too. Not sure what happened, but now he's sitting outside of a transfer spot, and he's actually in 6th, so he's got to get moving here. He should pass Gebhardt, but then Cruz is kind of a ways in front of him. Him and Wheeler are battling, though, so these two could take each other out. Again, Wheeler, not one you want to take out intentionally, but Cruza with a very, very clean pass. Wheeler, of course, the one who runs these events, so always got to be careful when you're racing him. And he's actually going to make the pass back. Nope. I thought that pass, or the outside line was going to be able to stick. But Cruza's still fighting here. Tips over in the corner right there, but able to keep the spot for the time being. And then you got Wheeler still right all over him. Gebhardt and Mahan with another mistake. Not sure what's going on with him. Oh, and Cruz is actually down. So Wheeler with... Oh, he's in 3rd. So I thought that was the last transfer position. But now Gebhardt's in the last transfer spot. Cruza and then Mahan. So Mahan actually getting around his teammate Cruza. As Hunter Root actually takes the checkered flag. He wins the 450 Consi pretty handily, too. We'll see what the gap was as soon as second crosses the finish line, but second is nowhere even near crossing the finish line, so man, Cruz and Mahan just don't want a transfer spot. They keep dicing it out for fifth. They keep messing up one after another. Gebhardt, he needs to have a clean last section here. And this section is kind of tricky. Will it come down to cuts? I mean, 1 second, it's doable, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it. So Hunter Root wins this thing with Kale Simrock 1 minute behind him in second. This was a 4-lap race, everybody. Hunter Root won it by 61 seconds. I'm not really sure what to say about that. But then, so Kale Simrock second, Michael Wheeler making it into the 450 motos this week with a third in the Consi, and Walter Gebhardt, for the time being, in fourth. Actually, Wheeler even still has a chance to not make it if cuts go against him. Just waiting for Tyler Groening to cross the finish line. And Nathan Zaworski as well. Nathan Zaworski going to get some stream time here. Obviously one of our good friends over here at Start Your Systems. Always a fan of the two-stroke, so... Ooh. Nathan Zaworski, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so it looks like Ryan Mahan actually had about 1.5 seconds of cuts, so he's not going to make it to the motos for the second straight week. Like I said before, I'm not really sure what's going on, but for 2 straight weeks, he's not going to be in the 450 motos. Obviously, he's always a contender to win when he's at his peak, but some struggles or something, maybe not putting the time into the tracks, or I'm not really sure, but our 4 guys going to the motos, Root, Simrock, Wheeler, and Gebhardt, gonna get a restart here, gonna get that 450 lineup check, and as we're doing that, I will be going through the qualifying here. Jesse Mullins, once again, your top qualifier with a 147.039. And then your next quickest, Tyson Fresquez, 1 minute and 50 seconds, .984. So a whole almost 4 seconds quicker Jesse Mullins was than the rest of the field. Then you got Jordan Foster, a 151.476. Luke Heberlein, a 152.070. And to round out the top 5 in qualifying, Jeremy Seabolt with a 152.484. Again, 3 seconds quicker than, or almost 4 seconds quicker than anybody else. If I was a betting man, I would be putting my money on Jesse Mullins today. I did see him run a couple qualifying sessions the past couple days, and he's got his setup dialed. Absolutely dialed. But then we got Jeremy Shipley sitting 6th in qualifying, Race Carlin 7th, Brady Stanley 8th, Roy Mitchell 9th. And to round out your top 10 in the 450 qualifying, you got Reed Young. And Then August Sanders, Vanderlee, Davis, Heckman, Stocks, Lidman, Armstrong, Santos, Strelo, Bergeron, Kellen Brower qualifying 21st this week. Not sure if he's had the time to, or I'm not sure if he's put time into the track, but qualifying 21st. Once again, guys, just the warm-up lap, so we're not missing anything. But Alex Heckman, you better slow up, buddy, because if you win this warm-up lap, JLV said it himself, you're going to have a bad moto where it actually counts. So I would slow up if I were you, buddy. There's your points leader, Jesse Mullins, running in that all red. Probably the sickest setup, I would say, out here on the racetrack tonight. The red Honda with the red number 1 and the red shift gear. Very cool looking. Alright, these guys are just going to be finishing up the warm-up lap. Then we're going to go racing here for the 450 motos at round number 4 of the Ride365.com Nationals, powered by Versus-PC.com. Of course, we are racing at High Point this week. But like I said, if I was a betting man, I'd be putting my money on this guy right here, Jesse Mullins. About 4 seconds quicker than anybody else on the racetrack here. So Mullins, he actually won the warm-up lap, but I think he's going to defy physics and he's going to come out and sweep. It'll be interesting to see what his race pace is going to be. Obviously, he's the fastest guy out here. He's not running the red number 1 for no reason, but compared to his qualifying times, I want to see where his race pace is at. See if he's going to back it down a notch, or if he's just going to go all out and just demolish the field. Obviously, we're going to have to worry about Tyson Fresquez as well. He had 2 iffy motos last week, and the championship is slipping away from him slowly but surely. I know we're only around 4, but with Mullins as hot as he actually is, Tyson Fresquez, he's going to have to do something. And actually, I thought I didn't. For a second, I didn't see Tyson's number on the results, but I found him. He was hiding, but we are about to go racing here. 450 moto number 1. The gate is being loaded up right now. I'll probably be one of the last ones to connect. No. Looks like we're going to be waiting on a few of the guys. 726, 78, 55, and the 48 machine. Still waiting on the 726. I believe that is Kale Simrock. There we go. And yeah, I learned that the hard way. There are only 39 gates. But let's go on board with Race Carlin here. The general. Let's see if he can get a good start. Ooh, no, but Jordan Foster with he rocketed out of the gate here. He had a great first moto last week at Thunder Valley. Unfortunately, he had some issues in the second moto, so he went like 211 or 212 or something like that. But he's off with the whole shot here in 450 moto number 1. Let's see what he can do with that. And then you got James Armstrong. Ethan Parks with a solid start here. Peter Like, Toby Stocks, Bryce Whelan, Heckman up here, Haley. Who's that around the outside? That looks like Jeremy Seabolt. And then you got Roy Mitchell, O'Hagan, Hunter Root. He came out of the Consi. He obviously destroyed it, but nonetheless had to come through the Consi. Vanderlee, Lidman, O'Connor, Young, Carlin, Shipley, Kellen, all the way back here. Tyler Fry. Where is Jesse Mullins? Here he is, buried in the pack along with Tyson Fresquez, and it looks like, ooh, so Jesse Mullins had to jump off the track. Oh, and then Tyson hits it down right. I believe that was Toby Stocks. But Jesse Mullins recovering from jumping off the track to avoid a pileup. Very, very smart move from him to just jump off the track. He's going to lose a little bit of time, but nowhere near as much time as if he would have gotten caught up in the pileup, and he almost gets demolished by that downed rider, or the rider who was flipping. All right. Oh, James Armstrong now leading this thing with Ethan Parks, Peter Lyke, Foster having some issues. He's going to get around Peter Lyke once again. All right, Peter Lyke. Seabolt's up here. Heckman with a solid start. Heckman has progressively been getting a lot quicker here in MX Simulator. Obviously, one of our bigger fans here over at Start Your Systems. Awesome to see him progressing week by week. I mean, Hangtown, I believe he was around that 20th position. And then Glenn Helen, slowly but surely, he's been working his way up, and now you see him, he's in the top 5 position here to start out Moto number 1 here at High Point. So, like I said, awesome to see. But he's got a very, very quick Jeremy Seabolt all over the back of him. Hunter Root here going to be catching them. And Jesse Mullins is so good at working his way through the pack early on in these races. I mean, I think he gained like 28 positions in the second moto at Thunder Valley on the first lap. So patience is key these first couple laps. Obviously, you don't want to crash, but if you do, you can't force anything. You got to let everything just kind of pan out. And then once you think it's safe to start throwing down them heaters, obviously go ahead and do so. But Mullins, one of the best at working his way through the pack in these first few laps. Then you got Luke Heberlein. He's been up front all year long. He's been so close to moto victories all year long. I had some issues at Thunder Valley last week, but I'm kind of interested to see how he's going to bounce back from his performance last week, just because I feel like he wants to prove something. So we will definitely see. Ooh, he almost gets in the back of Peter Lyke right there. And who's this around the outside? That's Roy Mitchell. Getting a little sketchy before the finish line, but he's going to just... Excuse me, guys, just 1 second. We're going to be tabbed out for just a second. Don't worry about it, guys. That was my fault. My Steam notifications went off, so... Game volume up a few clicks? Yeah, absolutely. Give me just a second. Alright. Let me know if that's too loud for you guys. As Jordan Foster has actually regained the lead as we were looking back in the pack a little bit. James Armstrong still sitting second. Jeremy Seabolt now in third. Ethan Parks still sitting strong up here. But Jesse Mullins and Hunter Root actually battling out. This is the battle that we've been trying to see all year long. Oh, Hunter Root getting a little bit aggressive, tripling right there. Oh, is that Ethan Parks? Oh, I thought he crashed. It looked like he was like sliding off the face of that drop-off. But Hunter Root made a few mistakes. Oh, but Jesse Mullins made a bigger mistake as he's seen him just tumbling down the hill. Not sure what happened, but he's going to get passed by a host of riders here, Peter Lyke included. Oh, no, Peter Lyke not included. He actually might have hit Jesse Mullins. And who is that Magic Manning? Oh, that's Alex Heckman. Oh no, hopefully his internet doesn't poop out on him. Had a great start to the race here. Would hate to see his internet just... Oh, and he's back? Yeah, looks like he's back. Right behind Jack Haley, right in front of Race Carlin. Oh, and he actually gets together with Andrew O'Hagan. Not going to fall off the bike, so he's going to regain his composure. Vanderlee working his way through the pack. Devin Davis, Kellen Brower. Around the outside. Nothing doing yet. Ooh. Nice little seat bounce over this triple. Alright, these guys switching up their lines in these doubles. Coming out about the same. Oh, now Kellen Brower's going to get to the inside here. Nothing doing, though. I have to check up a little bit. So Devin Davis actually going to pull out a little bit. Actually going to get around Peter Lyke. Peter Lyke having some issues here. Dropping positions rapidly. Down one and perfect. All right, sorry about not looking at the chat. There we go. Looks like Devin Davis has weathered the storm from Kellen Brower, though, pulling back out just a little bit on Kellen. Gonna go back up front just to see where things are at up here. Looks like Jordan Foster has actually got a very, very big lead on his teammate Jeremy Seabolt. Then you got another big gap to Roy Mitchell sitting in third, and then Hunter Root, James Armstrong, and Jesse Mullins all in the same shot here early on. Ooh, Mullins getting a little sketchy. Still able to make the triple, though. It looks like someone was on the gate. I didn't quite see who that was. It looked like an Adept rider, so quite possibly August Sanders, because I see Jack Roberts in 25th right now. But I'm going to wait to see how this battle pans out. I mean, we've got 4 riders in the same shot. We got to stay on board here. Obviously, Roy Mitchell leading the pack with a charging Hunter Root, Armstrong, and your current points leader, Jesse Mullins. Mullins around the outside, absolutely demolishing that corner. Able to make the pass stick on James Armstrong. Oh, and Hunter Root with a little bit of a mistake here, so that's going to allow Jesse Mullins to reel him in just a little bit more. We are actually going to go on board with Mullins. As you can see, Roy Mitchell's still in the shot. Ooh. Root went to the outside to triple down the hill, and he actually almost went over the bars. Mullins around the outside. Able to make the pass stick because Hunter Root actually went down on the inside. So, very anticlimactic ending to the battle, at least for the time being. James Armstrong also able to get around Hunter Root here. So, is it Jordan Foster's time to shine? I mean, again, this gap is very, very big. And we're about 10.5 minutes into the moto, so... but Jesse Mullins is sitting in 4th, and obviously, like I said, he's 4 seconds quicker than anybody else on the track, at least in qualifying. Oh, and Jesse Mullins is actually down in these rollers. So that's going to allow Roy Mitchell to get around him. James Armstrong going to get around him. Luke Heberlein going to get around him. There's Jesse Mullins. Where is Hunter Root, though? Issues for Root. As Heberlein was able to get around him. Just making sure I didn't miss anything happen in the top two, but we are going to stick on this battle here. Or the battle that was Jesse Mullins with some more issues. Not too sure what's going on with him, but he is running out of time, like I said, though. I mean, we're about 12 minutes in now. So we will have to keep an eye on him. Jack Haley on the 252 stroke. Jordan Vanderlee, Alex Heckman still sitting pretty here inside the top 10, I believe. Yeah, he's actually sitting in 10th. With Ethan Parks going around the outside. Nothing doing just yet. He's going to have to stay on the outside. He's going to lose a little bit of time to Heckman. But then we got Kellen Brower eyeing these guys up as well. So Kellen's sitting in 12th. O'Hagan, Carlin's back here. Shipley, Devin Davis, Tyson Fresquez sitting back here now in 17th place. Ooh, Peter Lake, he was up front early on, so he's having some issues. Brady Stanley's back here. Stocks, Roberts, Strelo sitting back here. Wheeler coming out of the Consi, Gebhardt out of the Consi, Peavy actually rage quit, Tyler Fry rage quit, and then I am on the gate, so I don't count. But back up front, Jordan Foster. Siebold and Haberline sitting solidly in 3rd place. He does got James Armstrong all over the back of him, though. I want to see if Haberline can catch these two up front. Like I said, he's been up front all year long. Had some issues last week, but other than that, he's had a flawless season so far. Just not able to finish the races off. But then we got Hunter Root sitting back here. Oh, and Jesse Mullins all over the back of him again. I'm going to stay on board with this battle as best I can. This is the battle we all want to see. Jesse Mullins with the... Wow. I thought for sure they were going down, but Jesse Mullins, high risk, high reward, I guess. He was able to pass Hunter Root and basically just leave him in the dust. Not really sure what to say about that pass other than just wow. But Jesse Mullins now sitting in front of Hunter Root. Roy Mitchell's starting to fade just a little bit. Kellen Brower was actually able to get around Ethan Parks and Alex Heckman. Not too sure what happened. But now Kellen Brower's sitting in 9th. Race Carlin, Parks, O'Hagan, Heckman, Shipley, Haley. Wow, this is a big train here. Oh, and Race Carlin actually goes down. So we are going to lose one from the train. Devin Davis trying to get around Race Carlin. The 12 and the 13. And Tyson Fresquez, he's working his way up. Actually, just kidding, because he's been 17th this entire time. I didn't realize how far back I actually was. He is going to gain a spot on Jack Haley, though, so Tyson now sitting in 16th. Again, this is not good for him, though, because your points leader, Jesse Mullins, is all the way up here inside the top. Oh, where did Haberline go? So, as I'm saying, Haberline, I want to see how, or if he can catch 1 and 2. Having some issues. But now he's sitting right behind Hunter Root. And actually, James Armstrong was down after that little drop-off thing, I guess. Going to get passed by Root and Haberline. Root opted to go to the outside. Haberline to the inside. Comes out about even. Oh, Seabolt was actually in the lead, I believe. Totally just missed that. I'm so sorry, guys. But Foster able to regain the lead, and Seabolt now sitting in second. And then Jesse Mullins third, and Hunter Root fourth. So, will Mullins be able to catch the leaders? If lap times tell you anything, we're about 18 minutes into the moto, and if Mullins is the quickest guy out on the track, then he does have time, because look at how close he is now. Anyways, Foster still sitting first. Seabolt, Mullins, Root. Oh, is Haberline going to get him around the outside? No, he's going to have to check up just a little bit so he can set himself up for this corner. Ooh, almost runs into the back of Root. A different line here from Haberline. They come out about even, so... Oh, and they actually go down together. And Haberline's gonna get... Oh, wow. Not really sure what to say about that. I thought Haberline was gonna get front wheel lock and fall, but luckily for him, he didn't. I do want to stay on this battle now, though. So these 450 guys opting to use that inside right there, and Haberline absolutely destroyed that inside. Looks like Haberline is trying everything he can to try to get around Root. Unfortunately, he has a little bit of a slip up there, not able to hit that middle rut. Root now coming into some lappers, though. Wow, and he just doesn't even care. And Root actually doubled all the way through those doubles right there. That was really cool to see, actually. And Seabolt actually leading this thing now. I keep missing these swaps for the lead. I'm sorry, guys, but... Seabolt, Mullins, and Foster. So Foster having some issues, falling from first back to third. But Mullins still in the contention for this race, for the moto win, I should say. He's got more than enough time with first right in front of him. Looks like these guys are actually lapping Race Carlin as well. Nope, that is not Race Carlin. Excuse me. Is Mullins gonna get around him here? He's got the drive, maybe? Uh-oh. Oh, these guys are crisscrossing each other now. So Mullins with the lead for the time being. That is a very, very smart pass by him. But it was smart of Siebold to not force anything here. Maybe he can ride Jesse Mullins hard enough for Mullins to make a mistake. Obviously, Mullins doesn't make too many mistakes, but you never know.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Christopher.
I finally returned. And I saw a pass for the lead just as I got back, and then I heard you say something about riding his rear end.
Yes, I did. Absolutely did that. And Mullins actually, he was sitting in like 5th for the longest time, and he just put the hammer down now, so. But now the running order goes Mullins, Siebold, Foster, Vanderlee. So Vanderlee's been working his way up the pack. Haberline with some issues. Root, Mitchell, Kellen Brower inside the top 10. James Armstrong sitting in 9th, and then Andrew O'Hagan to round out the top 10 here. Shipley, Davis, Carlin, Parks. Fresca's still sitting back here. Again, this is not looking good for him because the points leader is winning now, and Tyson's still only sitting in 15th.
Jesse's just been incredible this outdoor season so far.
Right.
I mean, not that it should be a huge surprise coming from the defending champ, but, I mean, he's been dominant. Oh, off the track he's going to go. Siebold going to get around Toby Stocks there. Oh, I thought the lag bubble was going to get him, but he actually was okay with that.
Right.
And Mullins going to drop all the way to 3rd, I think. No, he doesn't drop to 3rd. Foster had made a mistake there, so on that last lap, Foster, I believe, had made a mistake. Maybe it was a lot before. He wasn't that far behind, but.
All right, it looks like your mic is a little loud, so I'm going to turn you down just a second, guys. The stream is going to pause. Don't worry. All right, hopefully that'll work then.
Oh, it's actually probably the TeamSpeak side. You probably need to turn me down. I don't know if you did or not.
Yeah, I did.
Perfect. I got a new mic, which is awesome. I got it from versus-pc.com, by the way.
Hey, there you go.
Log on and buy yourself some sweet stuff. Mullins just ran his fastest lap of the race last time around at 1:53.9. Oh wait, no, that's Siebold. I'm sorry, Mullins. I forgot had gotten past, but I mean Mullins ran a 1:50 earlier in the race. Holy crap! Interestingly enough, I asked on our Instagram who was going to win tonight, and Siebold said that he thought Mullins was going to be the winner tonight.
Yeah, well, Mullins was about 4 seconds faster than the next quickest guy in qualifying, so. I mean, Siebold said Mullins for good reason.
That's ridiculous. I guess that explains too. I mean, we've been watching him, and he's not making a ton of mistakes. It doesn't honestly look like he has to push that hard to run the race pace.
Right.
But I guess when you have a hot lap speed like he has, that's unbelievable, though.
Wow, he just hit that inside rut. Like the way inside rut.
We're pretty far into this moto, though, 25 minutes in, and Siebold's not a slouch by any means.
He actually won the second moto of Glen Helen, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
When he decided to move out of the 250 class to the 450 and then went on to win a moto at round number 2.
Right. What if he would have stayed, or what if he would have started out on the 450 at Hangtown? Then what would the championship be looking like?
I mean, I'm guessing that we'd still see a number 1 with a red background. But he would be definitely one of the guys in contention for this thing.
It looks like Mullins is actually planning an attack now. Oh, and oh wow!
What a save! But that's going to give up the lead for sure.
Yep.
Siebold does have the inside, but I'm sure that he's still going to surrender the spot.
Oh, and he's just going to absolutely demolish Mullins.
I thought he was going to go into the inside there, but he just drove it all the way up into Mullins. Said, see you later, buddy. Come catch me now.
Now, I do know Siebold rides first person, and obviously Mullins rides first person, so...
Yeah, I don't think you meant to take him out there at all. Like I said, Siebold just predicted him to win, so... you normally, I don't think, would do that to somebody that you don't respect, so... I don't feel like he meant to take him out by any means. But I guarantee that fired Mullins up, and we might actually get to see a little bit of this hot lap speed that he's been kind of maybe hiding. And he almost jumps off the inside of the track on the uphill triple again, but he gets into that inside rut, which is super sick, but that would explain why he jumped off the inside of the track a couple laps ago. And don't count out third place Jordan Foster. If something goes down crazy between your top 2 guys, he's not far out of this thing. I think we're going to see a few numbers come off that 581 machine for next year.
Oh, absolutely.
Something tells me he's going to have a little bit lower national number coming into the 2017 season.
Absolutely. Mullins is just so smooth. Sorry for cutting you off, but wow.
No worries. I was going to say Hunter Root's in 4th, and now he's facing the wrong way on the racetrack.
But he's got...
runs in 5.
Yeah.
Roy Mitchell's up to the 6th spot with James Armstrong all over him. They're
and Vanderlei
dicing out
as well.
with Vanderlei dropped all the way from 4th back to 8th. A 2:04 lap time last time around. That would mean a fall off pretty much for sure. Shipley running in 9th, and the battle for 10th is going to Race Collin right now as he just made his way around Andrew O'Hagan.
His front tire wanted to say hello to the hay bale.
Front wheel. That is a top 10 rundown brought to you this time by TigerDesigns.net. Log on to Tiger Designs, buy a helmet, or get your helmet that you already have painted, looking sick, or buy a helmet and then get it painted. That works too. And we missed a pass for the lead.
Yes, we did.
So Mullins not only has the lead, but he has a 10-second lead. So let's see this lap time for Siebold. It's going to be a disaster.
Double fall off?
2:07. And he had a 1:57 the lap prior. So the wheels have come off of the number 10 machine. His mechanic is getting fired, and he has lost the lead. Jesse Mullins, and we are 29 minutes into this. So that means we'll be at 3 laps to go here, or a little under 3 laps to go for the number 1 machine. So Jesse Mullins continuing to dominate this 2016 outdoor season. The Ride 365 Nationals presented by versus-pc.com. Heavy lappers. This thing's not over. I mean, a fall off from Mullins would bring Siebold right back into this. We're not far from seeing the white flag, but I do feel like Siebold probably throwing it up right about right now. Now just trying to hold on to the 2nd spot with Jordan Foster, about 7 seconds back from him.
Right. I was saying this earlier on in the moto because Jesse had a bad start, but he is just so good at working his way through traffic. I mean, he posted a video on the forums on the Nationals thread of him passing, I think it was 28 guys in the first lap of Moto number 2 last week at Thunder Valley. And he pretty much did the same thing this week too. So I don't think he's going to have an issue with lapped traffic.
We had Jesse Calloway sitting backwards in the track. Now he's off the track, just sitting there. I was watching the battle for 6, 7, and 8. It was looking mighty tight. I will get rid of him. Looked like he was definitely up to no good.
And it looks like, looking in chat, looks like the Cavs have won game 6. I told the chat to keep me updated because I was interested while the race was going on. Thank you, chat, for doing that.
Are you watching the 6th and 7th battle that's going on right now still?
I had it on, yes.
Oh, Armstrong decided he didn't want to be shown on stream battling with Roy Mitchell. So Mitchell now has the spot in hand. Now Shipley going to make his way around Armstrong as well. But we have a little battle there, and Vanderlei is right there as well.
Right, right.
We have 2 to go for these guys. Your leader's got about a lap and a half to go. And Mullins over the bars, off the bike.
He's still rolling too.
Lead, but he's in a blind spot right in the main line. There is riders coming before Siebel. Mullins going to get back going slower though, a little bit, but it looks like he's not going to get a double fall off, which would have been disaster for him. But now he makes another mistake with 2 riders down in the corner. Siebel's got to be able to see him now, but can he get through all these lappers and try to make one last push as we're going to be getting the white flag. And Mullins is down again. Siebel going to inherit the lead.
Wow.
We have a new leader, the number 10 of Jeremy Siebel, but he's still got this whole group of lappers he's got to get around. I mean, these guys see the number 1 and the number 10. They have to know it's the leaders battling for the lead, and they're going to see the white flag too. There's one pulling completely out of the way. Good job. I don't know who that was, but thank you very much.
Looks like a Prime Designs rider, Andrew O'Hagan.
Attaboy, O'Hagan. I'll never spell your name wrong again just for doing that. Now the 147 needs to make way for the leader, and he does so.
Oh, but one of the lappers doesn't get out of the way for Mullins.
Down.
He got in contact with
Jordan
that Kawasaki.
Is within striking distance of Mullins for sure. If Mullins has another mistake on this last lap, and Siebel's got a 6-second lead with 1 lap to go. Oh, Mullins did give up 2nd place. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. What are you talking about, Chris?
Timing and scoring had not updated yet. Meanwhile, while all that chaos is going on, we're probably going to want to watch and see if Mullins can pull up back on Jordan Foster.
Yeah, but all those lappers that Foster just got around, Mullins is going to have to get around again.
So Mullins goes from 1st to 3rd with a lap to go. He's probably not pumped right now. And he's got a group of 3 lappers all dicing in front of him. One of them Wood and takes him down. Nothing on purpose there. I mean, and honestly, A-Wood wasn't in a spot where he needed to be moving already. Just happened to crash right in the main line and collects Mullins. So Mullins having some huge lapper issues. Foster dealing with the 237 machine. I believe that's Cody Schatt. I could be incorrect on that though. But we only have a couple turns to go for the number 10. Jeremy Siebel going to capture his 2nd moto win of the season. As long as he gets up this hill without a mistake, he will bring one home. Taking the moto win at High Point, the number 10, Jeremy Siebel. Looks like coming across in 2nd is going to be the 581 of Jordan Foster with a solid performance. He was just lurking in that 3 spot, capitalizes on the mistake of the defending champ, who's clearly not going to be very happy.
Yeah, you could have you just saw it right there. I mean, he obviously not happy with how that moto was finished, but like you were saying, we're just waiting for Hunter Root here to cross the line in 4th.
And then comes the Grave Digger on the 28 machine, continuing his solid run of top 5 finishes here in this outdoor season. He's been consistently up front. looking good. And comes another title contender here. The 39 of Jeremy Shipley riding for Adept.
He actually just passed Roy Mitchell.
Adept owned by MX Simulator rider August Sanders, who's probably somewhere in the field here. Actually, I thought I saw him pulled off the side of the finish. Roy Mitchell, also riding for Adept, comes across in 7th.
I believe August Sanders missed the gate drop, so...
I saw at one point in the moto, I know he was sitting beside the finish line just chilling. Race Carlin, the general, gonna roll across the line with an 8th place finish on probably the sickest setup this year. And then some guy named Kellen Brower, I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I haven't.
Riding for SYS on the 83 machine, surprising everyone, getting a top 10.
Definitely haven't heard of him.
Beating out the bomber, Jordan Vanderlei, who rounds out the top 10. Governor across in 11th is Devin Davis on the 13 machine. James Armstrong fell all the way back to 12th. Fresquez finishes 13th. Nice ride by Alex Heckman, number 292, getting the 14th spot. The locomotive, Peter Like on the Prime Design Graphics machine, comes across in 15th. Prime Design's owned actually by also simulator guy Andrew O'Hagan. Ethan Parks comes across in 16th. 17th is FamMX Race Tech rider Brady Stanley on the 22 machine. Speaking of Andrew O'Hagan, he came across in 18th. 19th was Andre Santos. And Andrew Wood came across in the 20th spot on his Tagger Designs machine. At least all that is before cuts, so we'll see what happens when cuts come in. We have a couple riders still finishing up. I believe we do anyways. Trying to find out who's still out there on the racetrack.
And
looks like
there we go.
And cuts are in.
Oh, we've got Jordan Vanderlei actually gets 9th over Kellen Brower because Kellen is cheating.
A cheater. And look at the switch up behind that. James Armstrong falls all the way to the 15th spot from 11th. Or from
12th.
12th down to 15th.
So that's going to move Tyson to 12th. Heckman to 13th. Peter Like to 14th. And then, like you said, James Armstrong 15th.
Wow, and Andrew Wood dropped down to the 22nd spot from 20th, giving Jack Haley, another Adept rider, up into the top 20. So he's going to get a point. Andrew Wood's not going to get a point.
All these cheaters.
.450 motocross Moto 2 lineup was just posted, but it's in 4 minutes.
4 minutes. So
I see Ryan Mahan's on that list at the bottom, but I don't see him on the track. Did he not start Moto 1?
No, he didn't make it.
Then how is he on the list?
I don't know if the scripts got messed up, but there were 5 people from the 250 Consi as well, which actually messed with the
it's
gates.
Probably because of last week.
Right.
If you recall, we had a little bit of shenanigans in the LCQ, which has put a rider on the sidelines for 4 weeks. That's after trying to take out a guy, and so we had to put someone in. So that's probably what happened there.
Right.
Now we got the restart, but he said in 4 minutes, so guessing here he's just restarting for results to post, perhaps. This is not Moto 2, so.
Correct. I'm surprised at how many guys actually went off the gate.
Yeah, I'm sure they've all had a chance to stretch their hands just a little bit and get a drink. And, I mean, probably trying to keep the juices flowing, maybe? But Jordan Foster breaking the rule of going fast in the warm-up race. Hey, maybe we'll get lucky and see a race, because Mullins was doing it as well. We saw one moto number 1. I mean, I thought once Mullins got into the lead that he was going to check out, but clearly other riders decided that should not happen. Guys who are taking a break will be the locomotive of Peter Like. We got Robert Wilson, Ethan Parks, Reed Young, Alex Heckman, Jeremy Siebel, actually your Moto 1 winner, just chilling in the gate, maybe celebrating a little bit. Michael Wheeler, Kellen Brower sitting on the gate, and rolling backwards down the start straight, so kind of cruising around is Toby Stocks. Man, with even with falling back into the 3 spot though, championship wise, Mullins not really, I mean, he still stretched his championship lead out. And I mean, that lead just continuing to grow week after week. It's gonna be tough for someone to catch the number 1 in this points chase if he keeps up the performances he's putting down. Doesn't seem to matter, bad start, good start. He's finding himself near the podium or on the podium, and many times on the top step of it.
Yeah, I mean, if someone wants to beat him, it's going to have to be straight up.
Hey John, I did get your email about suspension. Sorry, I've been slammed. I'm trying to open up a new center on the East Coast right now, so I've been dealing with that this week. I haven't had much time to get much else done, but I did get your email. I will probably get to it tomorrow morning, would be my goal. So what do we see from the number 5 machine in Moto number 2? Do we see Hunter Root step it up? Or does he continue to, I mean, I don't want to say he's struggling. He got 4th in Moto 1, but that's struggling for him. And here we go. I guess we're going racing.
Oh, yeah.
The final moto of the Pro Night here on SYS TV, the Ride 365 Nationals, powered by versus-pc.com, about to go down from High Point. Round number 4, moto number 2. Moto 1 winner, Jeremy Siebel, going to try to repeat. 30-second card is sideways. They're running off. The gate will be down in just a moment, and we'll be off. And the gate is down with a great jump out of the middle of the field. Looks like Andre Santos from the outside.
Tyson Fresquez
the 21
finally
machine.
gets a good start. I was actually watching him on the start.
Ethan Parks is going to be running in the 2 spot early. Now can Tyson avoid mistakes his first lap and get through and get out clean and do some work with a good start? Jordan Vanderlee running in the 3rd spot. Race Carlin is right there in the 4th spot early with Jeremy Shipley behind him, as they're starting to wrap around to the center of the racetrack. Up over the uphill triple goes the 21 with a clear track. He probably doesn't know what to think with a clear track. I don't think he's had one of these all year. He's got a rider going backwards on the track off the corner before, but he gets out of the way in time. Tyson going to go down that rough inside line. Suspension looks pretty dialed in through that line, though. Honestly didn't throw him off much at all. Jordan Vanderlee has quickly disposed of Ethan Parks and moved into the 2 spot to give chase to the 21 machine. A couple OG rivals here. I don't know if you call it a rivalry. I don't think it ever got heated by any means, but definitely top guys for a long time. In a lot of years, these guys have been really fast, especially outdoors for Vanderlee and both indoors and out for Fresquez. Multi-time Supercross champ under heavy pressure from the bomber, Jordan Vanderlee.
I'm actually really
looking
interested.
to blow his way by the 21. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this battle plays out here.
This might be the first good start for the 25 machine this year as well.
All the top guys have pretty decent starts. I looked back in the pack, and Mullins and Root were glued together about that, 8-9
Shipley
position.
on the move. He went around the outside of Race Carlin and almost went around Triptez Ethan Parks as well. They're in a battle for the same rut. Carlin going to go back by Shipley, and Shipley going to lose a spot to Santos as well, perhaps. Bar to bar.
Oh, and he's actually probably going to lose a spot to Stocks? Nope, they actually
Toby
both go
Stocks,
outside.
Andrew O'Hagan, the Aussie invasion. And then came Seabolt. Seabolt with a mistake, gets back going though. And then he has the number 1 of Jesse Mullins right behind him, just like Moto 1, but they're in the 9 and 10 spots instead of the 1 and 2 spots. Tyson continuing to lead, but under heavy pressure from Jordan Vanderlee. Vanderlee just looking for a way around. It looks like he has a little more speed. He's going to go around the outside.
Yeah.
Bounced out of that rut just at the right time as Tyson bounced into his rut. And now Tyson trying to come back, jumps down the inside of him.
Boy.
Tyson almost Vanderlee. This guy's running a few different lines. I'm not sure if Vanderlee's running them to not follow or if those are actually his lines that he's running. I think Tyson's lines are a little different than what I was seeing by the front runners early in Moto number 1. And perhaps that's the reason that Vanderlee was able to close the gap on him. Maybe a little bit better line choice by the 25. Don't count out the general. Race Carlin in a commanding 3rd spot right now on the number 12. Then Carlin is down, allowing Shipley to go by and a whole host of others. Falling down early in the race is not fun.
Man, I don't know how Hunter Root saves some of the crashes that should be crashes. He just literally rode over somebody's bike and he's still going. Doesn't matter.
Update on Moto number 1 winner. Jeremy Seabolt has moved into 6th and almost goes down. A huge save. Mullins is following him right through. Has moved up past Toby Stocks into the 7th spot as well. These guys trying to freight into the front of the field.
Oh, Seabolt,
couple 3 digits.
given all that berm can handle.
Santos and Ethan Parks. Parks putting in a great few first laps here. He's got to be pumped running up here inside the top 5, getting a taste of the speed at the front of the field.
He actually started out front last moto as well. So two really
Santos
good starts.
slides out, catches Seabolt,
and
Mullins gets through.
Yeah. Unfortunate for
Seabolt now tangled with O'Hagan trying to get back going. He finally does, but Hunter Root has moved around and shown his face inside the top 10 now, up to the number 8 spot on the number 5 machine. Fresquez continuing to lead, but he's got pressure from Vanderlee. Vanderlee goes on by again. We'll see what Tyson can do now that he's dropped out of the lead. And if he can pick up maybe on some of the lines that Vanderlee's running or just feed off of his pace a little bit. Not far behind, Jeremy Shipley is giving chase. Vanderlee kind of stretching it out already as Mullins has moved up onto the backside of Ethan Parks, trying to find a way around. He's going to try an outside line here. He's carrying a lot of momentum. He's going to go for 3 into the pit and gets it. It seems like no matter where he goes on the track, he's able to carry more speed and make a pass. Inside or outside doesn't matter. He doesn't have to follow, and he could still run faster lines, or faster pace, I should say.
The outdoor specialist, man, I'm telling you.
Oh, actually gets a little bit of an over jump there.
Still doesn't matter, though.
Yeah, I mean, he maybe lost some time off of his hot lap speed, but it's still not losing him much time on anyone else in the field. With the way he goes around these corners, he's carrying so much speed into them as well. So he's got 4.5 seconds to make up on Jeremy Shipley, who's 3.9 behind Fresquez, who's 1.4, still hanging tough, trying to keep it close to the Vanderbomber. I'd like to see what would happen here. If Tyson can keep it close till late in the race, that's usually when he really gets dialed in and gets his speed going. We'll see. But these guys better run and hide because the #1 machine is coming. These guys are carrying an unreal pace around this racetrack.
Right, right. Are they coming up on lappers soon?
Not yet.
Okay.
They have a little bit, so.
Obviously, I can't see the track
yeah.
map being in the cameras.
We're 7 minutes and 40 seconds into the moto, and it looks like they'll have a lap or maybe 2 before they're really into the meat of the lappers. Last time around, a 154.6 for Vanderlee, a 155.1 for Fresquez, 154.2 for Shipley, and a 152.2 for Mullins. Siebel up in the #7 spot has climbed his way to the back of Hunter Root at the moment, and there looks like, I think that's Ethan Parks over the berm there. That is. So after running top 5 early, he's going to be at the risk of dropping outside the top 10. He's got to try to make a safe track re-entry here, and does so. Toby Stocks gets around. Now Ethan Parks drops back to the 8th spot. Running in the 10 spot this moto, Andrew Wood on the 44 machine riding for Tiger Designs. So we saw him having his issues in moto #1 at the end of it, and actually dropped out of the points on cuts. So much better performance going here early in moto #2 for the 44.
Yeah, and actually Siebel was having a little bit more issues.
We have a new leader.
And we absolutely do.
So Vanderlee must have made a mistake. Fresquez has made his way back around. It must not have been a complete fall off though, as Vanderlee is still within striking distance, and he only had a second lead, but now he has heavy pressure coming from Jeremy Shipley. And guess who else is putting pressure on these guys? We have a 4-rider lead battle for the lead. And I feel like these guys are all in the crosshairs. So the sniper, Jesse Mullins. He's got his target locked on. He's making the calculations right now. Looking for a move on the number 39.
Oh boy.
There he goes. He's going to try that inside rut he's been using.
Oh,
makes a little mistake. Didn't quite dive into it right. But showing him a wheel, and they're going to move around Vanderlee there. Well, Shipley at least going to avoid the crosshairs for a minute as Mullins tries to move his way around the bomber now. Mullins seeing an opening, going to try to work this inside. Vanderlee goes down. Vanderlee allowed Shipley just a little bit of breathing room though, as he sets his sights on Fresquez now without the pressure from Mullins, but a little mistake's going to bring Mullins right back to his back tire. Shipley going huge for a triple right there into the turn, comes up a little bit short. Definitely trying to push the pace right now. And now they're starting to find the back of the field. There's going to be a few back markers before they get into the heavy lappers. Mullins working the outside line, down the downhill they go.
He is all over the back of Shipley.
It's crazy. He can work anywhere he wants around this racetrack, it seems, and still run the same pace as the top guys.
Oh, and there's your leader in the same shot as these guys as well.
Fresquez a 54.9, a 54.2, and a 54.3 for your top 3. All pretty evenly matched on lap times there as Mullins strikes. And here's the lappers. Fresquez is probably wondering, why did I have to catch the lappers now out of all times? Lapper moving out of the way nicely.
And then it looks like Devin
Give a shout out to the
Davis as well.
174 for moving out of the way, and same with Devin Davis. Thank you guys. See, I get mad at the bad lappers, but I also try to applaud the good guys as well. Mullins sizing it up, looking for a way around. He's going to dive out to the third rut out here. So much confidence in his setup and his skills and whatnot. Another lapper getting out of the way nicely. Just to be able to move around the racetrack the way he is. I guess that's also him probably doing a really good job during the week, making sure he's practicing multiple lines and not just a hot lap line. So he has places to pass or ways to get around the track equally as fast. He's made a few passes around the outside of this corner. Is he going to be able to make one here on Fresquez? Or is he going to tuck in line with him? Looks like he's going to just tuck right in.
Oh,
Carries
but he's
a lot
charging.
more speed, almost into the back of him.
Oh, jeez.
He's going to try the inside now.
Oh,
Threading the needle.
no.
Lays it down. Shipley not going to be close enough to capitalize as they completely left him that lap. Tyson ran his fastest lap of the race, a 153.7 that time around. Mullins, even with that big mistake before the finish, ran a 155.
Just goes to show you how much faster Mullins is.
But Tyson has some breathing room for now, and we're almost halfway into the moto. We're 14 minutes into it, so as the laps tick down and Tyson either stays in the lead or within striking distance, it allows things like moto number 1 to happen. But Mullins going to reel that gap in again so quickly, and it's just showing again the speed that he has.
Like, it doesn't even seem like he lets off the throttle.
He does a great job of carrying momentum everywhere he goes. He told me last week that he wasn't using very much rear brake at all. He was using mainly just the front brake everywhere. And honestly, if you watch him, it really doesn't look like he uses much brakes at all. He just kind of flows around the corners in the track, which is probably part of the reason his setup always looks so good, is he's never on the brakes going through the bumps. Just kind of cruising through them. One thing about it though, Tyson's been in this situation so many times, and I almost feel like he thrives in these situations. The pressure definitely doesn't get to him as the halfway flags are out. 15 minutes in. And Mullins with another mistake saves it somehow. We haven't seen too many of those from Mullins.
I saw Tyson get a little sketchy going down that hill right there as well, so.
Mullins closes right to the back tire, almost into the back of the 21. Tyson a 54.2 last time around, a 51.6 for Mullins. Keeping in mind that these guys are leaving Shipley, who's in second, and Vanderlee in third behind.
You mean third and fourth?
Yeah, sorry. Tyson with the mistake, and Mullins to the lead.
Just like that.
And he's almost out of the screen already. I was going to say, can Tyson latch on? But it's kind of hard to latch on when Mullins disappears right away. They do have a couple lappers up here. And another one getting up from a crash. Mullins makes his way around. Lapper getting out of the way.
We actually have a few changes. So Vanderlee third, Root fourth, and Shipley now fifth, and actually goes down again. He's not going to get passed by Seabolt, though.
Yeah, well, we have kind of a spread out field. Let's take a look at our top 10 rundown.
Absolutely.
Brought to you this time by our friends at Meta, readmeta.com. Log on, check it out. A publication by the guys at Bird Moto. Super sick. I don't even know how to describe it besides it's basically a book, but it's a magazine. Kind of at the same time. Awesome stories and photography, awesome stuff. Something you can't read on the internet. So, all unique content and whatnot. Kind of about the lifestyle of moto and action sports and the people surrounding it. And your leader is the #1 machine, Jesse Mullins. He has a 3-second gap over Tyson Fresquez, running in second. Fresquez just trying to stay close and hope for some mistakes at this point, I would say. Third place is the bomber, Jordan Vanderlee. Running in the #4 spot is Hunter Root on the #5 machine. Looking to go 4-4 on the day right now. Not probably what he would want to see. And he's got Jeremy Shipley all over him on the Adept Racing machine. Coming around in 6th, your Moto #1 winner. Riding for the same team 2 weeks in a row, believe it or not, Jeremy
It's
Siebel.
the third week.
Third week, but who's counting? So due for a team switch anytime now. The #10, Jeremy Siebel, looking solid today, even though he's 6th in Moto #2. Great couple of motos for him inside the top 10. Then comes Andres Santos on the #431, looking solid. Toby Stocks and Race Carlin are battling for the 8 and 9 spot.
And Carlin makes quick work of him.
So usually that lag bubble works in against Carlin, it seems, because he likes to complain about it. And he's going to make a pass on Santos as well. So Carlin going to the front right now, the general. But that bit Stocks there, Carlin wasn't even near him in the corner, and Stocks got punted.
Right.
But Stocks runs in 9th now. And 2nd place in Moto #1, the 581 of Jordan Foster, is rounding out your top 10 right now. That's your top 10 rundown, brought to you by Meta, readmeta.com. That's READMETA for those of you that don't know how to spell read or write. I just spelled it out for you. And action continues from. Oh, hey, check out 11th place.
Oh, it's that boy,
It's that guy
Kellen
that we've
Brower.
never heard of.
Scrub-a-dub-dub.
Man, is he going to put 2 top 10 motos together today? He's knocking on the door of it. He was pretty pumped last week after a top 5 finish. I think 2 top 10s would also make him pretty happy.
For sure. That number 83, obviously going to be a little bit lower next year if he keeps up these top 10 motos.
Yeah, and he said that was what he wanted to do, so getting it done out here. I don't know, how much has he been playing recently?
You know what? I honestly don't even know. Kellen and I, we don't talk too much throughout the week.
I wouldn't want to talk to him either.
I know he did feel really, really slow on the track this week. I'm not sure how much time he put in on it, but obviously doesn't really matter. 2 top 10 finishes. Can't complain about that.
And we're counting the chickens a little early. He's not even in the top 10 yet, and we're still only 20 minutes into the moto, but it's looking like it could definitely happen if Cullen puts his brown nose down. I get it. Yeah, anyways. Tyson's keeping this lead in check. Actually, he matched Mullins' 53.3 lap time last time around. We'll see where they're at this time. And they have a host of lappers, including Race Factory's own Michael Wheeler right in front of them. A 52 flat for Mullins and a 52.8 for Fresquez. So Fresquez keeping it close. But that's allowed him to separate himself a bit from Vanderlee. Oh, Mullins into the bales a little bit with a mistake. And there's Brady Stanley going a lap down, laying on the ground. So not a great moto there for the 22 machine. Another little mistake from Mullins. So maybe it's these little mistakes that are actually working in the favor of the 21 of Tyson Fresquez to keep it close.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are pretty much all by themselves. Vanderlei, I guess he's not too far back, but Tyson definitely doesn't have to worry about anybody trying to pass him. Pass him straight up, I should say.
The struggles are continuing for the 39 machinist Shipley as he just got up from another crash. He's fallen to 9th and still dropping further in the field as he's trying to make his way around Devin Davis here. Devin trying to pull out of the way, and Shipley can't even get around the inside of a guy trying to get out of his way.
I actually caught Kellen Brower casing that triple behind the start straight and just going over the bars. I was trying to look for this guy right here, Luke Heberlein, sitting in 12th right now. So this is about the first bad moto I've seen from him all season long.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a bad moto because we still have a ways to go in it, and I think this might be the first bad start he's had.
Right.
But he's working his way forward.
Well, right. 12th in the 450 class is by no means bad, but for how Luke has been doing,
pretty high. Yeah, he's been riding very, very
top
well.
5s every week. I mean,
yeah, 5th is seeming pretty out of reach for him right now, as it's all the way by the finish line right now, and Luke's only, I mean, he's half a lap or so behind that at least.
He's going to need to put some rockets on his bike if he wants to catch up.
He needs to get Mullins over there to ride for him, and then maybe it could happen. But I do think he'll salvage, I think he'll get like a 7th or an 8th in the moto.
Oh,
that's
for
my
sure.
prediction.
For sure. He's got 2 guys right in front of him, actually.
Look out the front of the field.
Tyson
and you'll see a
Fresquez.
2 in front of that 1. And so Tyson's been lurking back there, and the lurking paying off. He's being steady Eddie out here, and Mullins gonna have to get his sniper back out and see if he can lock on and get another hit. But we're getting late in the moto. He's gonna have to line up a headshot this time. Can't let Fresquez just keep lingering around, especially, like I said, late in these motos is usually when he comes strong. Very weird. It seems like it's been such a dominating performance today for Mullins, but yet he got 3rd in moto number 1 and struggling here, making a lot of mistakes in moto number 2.
Right.
More mistakes in this moto than I think I've seen from him all year long. Not necessarily all fall-offs and stuff, but just missing lines and corners and such. He's not in this team, so I was curious to see if maybe he was in the channel with someone raging or something that was just driving him insane, breaking his focus a little bit, but not the case. Tyson ran his fastest lap of the race last time around as well.
And really quick, while these two are trying to sort it out up front, Hunter Root has moved into the number 3 spot. Seabolt sitting in 4th. So Vanderlei with some issues, losing a few positions, sitting 5th now. Carlin.
I think the bomber accidentally dropped his bomb on himself.
Right.
Seabolt, though, coming through the pack pretty nicely in this moto. He was at the tail end of the top 10 at one point, so. And when we did the top 10 rundown, I know he was all the way back in 6th up to 4th and giving chase to Root. I'm scared to go away from the front of the field as it's about 1.5 seconds
I'm keeping
between
tabs
Mullins and
on it,
Fresquez.
so if you want to just kind of see where everybody's at, I'll stick on this battle.
There's honestly not looking like much else for a battle in the top 10 other than James Armstrong just getting up from a crash in 9th. Going to be right there with Heberlein actually going to move into the 9th spot around him. But other than that, everyone's pretty spread out. Our top 2, though, not spread out at all. But a half a second now. The gap's shrinking up some more. Mullins insane
all
corner
over
speed.
him now. Let's go on board with Mullins.
I predict he's going to pass him right here.
Nothing
All right, he
doing.
made me look like a liar, but he's going to try it. Try this inside again, I'm guessing. Tyson's going to try it.
Mullins to the way outside.
I think Tyson surprised him by checking up and going diving inside because no one else has been using that line other than Mullins all day. And we were talking about it earlier, his patience that he's been showing. And I guess that just comes from confidence that eventually he'll make the move. He doesn't have to force it, and they have a heap of lappers in front of him.
They've got to know the 21 and the 1.
Oh, man.
And Mullins
Now
is going to use the
not
outside
time to
right
be
here.
a bad lapper.
Oh, no, but Tyson's going to block that line from him.
Tyson's sketching it down the hill, but keeps it together for now.
No more lappers within a little bit.
I'm thinking we have 3.5 laps to go in this moto, so not long. Tyson's got just a little bit of a cushion, at least enough that he won't be seeing Mullins' front wheel for a couple corners anyways. Mullins has been really fast through this section. There was a rider down in the outside line.
They both go to the outside. Both get through somewhat clean. It looks like they're getting around Kellen Brower, actually, the number 83 machine. Kellen, textbook lapper right there. Knows he's not a part of the race. Just kind of holds his line and slows down a little bit, waiting for these guys to get around him.
You don't have to wait long at the pace these guys are running. And here we go across the line at 28.5 minutes. So we'll definitely get a whole
3 laps to go.
3 laps to go. Jesse's so fast through this section of the track.
Oh, and he actually gets into the back of Tyson.
Stays on the bike though, so that could allow him to still make this happen with the speed he's showing. If he had a fall off there, it might have been over, barring a mistake from Fresquez. But with Mullins staying on the bike, it's only a 4-second gap.
And by no
3.5
means was that Tyson's fault. I don't think he intentionally did that. He just kind of messed up the line, and unfortunately, Jesse was in the same line as him. So
yeah, it's a pretty one-line section of the track. Tyson made a little mistake, and Jesse just had nowhere to go as Brower lets Jesse go right back on by again. Keep racing back to the front. So I guess this is what you get if Tyson gets a good start. Unfortunately, he hasn't seen very many of those.
right. And Tyson keeps using that inside line right there.
I don't feel like he's losing time in it now. The only person faster than him through there, I think, is Mullins, and that's just because he's ridiculous everywhere he goes on the racetrack. I don't know, the gap actually is growing right now. It's up to 4 seconds. Now it dropped back to 3.5, so it's just fluctuating a little bit here and there.
And these guys have absolutely left third place. It's actually Seabolt now. Hunter Root lost the spot. This is a nice battle going on as well.
Oh, and Mullins went down. So now the lead is 12 seconds with 2 to go as they come across the finish. A lapper rejoining the action right in front of your leader, though, and Tyson actually OJing. Andrew gonna probably be a good lapper would be my guess. I mean, obviously when he rejoined the action, he didn't know that it was gonna be the leaders coming. And he did have plenty of space. But he is in a battle, and Tyson not wanting to see 2 guys battling right now as he's trying to put him a lap down. Wood actually taking advantage of the situation a little bit there.
Yeah, able to get around Haley.
Wheels.
That was a close one.
Almost having to ban himself. Well, actually, he doesn't do the banning, but in a sense, ban himself. Andrew Wood really needs to let Fresquez go by, and that was Jack Haley that did let him by. Sorry, that was Haley, not Wood. Sorry, Andrew. But now Andrew Wood needs to let him go by. The lead is down to 8.5 seconds. Tyson probably partially trying to manage the race, but does he know how to just manage it on the last lap or just throw a hot lap down? Because he's going to be getting the white flag pretty soon. Andrew Wood probably thinks he's getting out of the way running that inside line, but Tyson the only one actually running that line. Now Andrew Wood moving this side of the track, maybe? Yep.
On board with the route. Sorry
Whoa,
about that, guys.
the
I
lead's
was
actually up to 16 seconds, by the way.
Oh, and Mullins launches that big rolling single.
Well, he's got 27 seconds over Siebold, so he has nothing to lose at this point. He has to absolutely lay it down and hope for a mistake from Tyson as well. Again, I feel like the second moto we saw a lot more mistakes from Mullins, but speed-wise so dominating, and for him to potentially not win either moto here as the white flag is out for the 21 at Frescas. It's exactly 15-second lead at the line.
Oh boy. The chat wants me to go on board with Root, but Root's not really in a battle per se. He's just kind of by himself. I do want to make sure that I don't miss anything up front, so I do apologize.
You can always go on board once the leaders have crossed the line. You'll have over 30 seconds of Hunter Route on board to go through.
Right, right.
So Frescas' lead is now down to 12 seconds. So it's shrinking. But he's also has a 12-second lead and probably trying to avoid a fall off here. Because that's about the only thing that's going to keep him from taking this thing away. But I do see there was a couple lappers down in the double section. They should be going before he gets there. They are. So the track's cleared off. Tyson being extra cautious at the moment. On the other hand, Mullins throwing caution to the wind is absolutely trying to lay it down in the number 2 spot. Flying into the braking bumps. He's got a lapper getting going. Is he going to get around Jack Haley here? Yes, he does. And Kellen Brower at the same time. The lead's 10 seconds. And a lapper down right in front of Mullins. That's Peter Light getting back going.
He just
sorry,
jumps over.
Frescas, not Mullins.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because Mullins just gapped that again, so.
Mullins has the lead down to 8.8 seconds. So now Tyson cannot afford a fall off. He's only got a couple corners to go. And looks like one rider pretty much he might have to deal with, but I don't even think he'll have to deal with him. Tyson's just got to bring it home clean here. 7 seconds. This is the last lap. Might be a heater for Mullins.
All right. So Tyson Frescas, one corner, one jump to go, and auto number 2 winner, the number 21, Tyson Frescas, and then Jesse Mullins.
150.4.
On fire all night long.
Instant disconnect.
Instant rage quit here. But he goes 3-2. He's still going to get the overall, though.
No, Siebold 1-3.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I forgot that Siebold was in
so your
third
Moto
here.
number 1 winner and overall winner for round number 4 of the Ride 365 Nationals powered by Versus PC is the number 10 of Jeremy Siebold. Coming around in the 4 spot with a couple corners to go and a nice gap over the rider behind him who's laying on the ground. So it looks like he's going to definitely bring home a 4-4 finish on the day. The number 5 of Hunter Route.
And he actually came through the Consi race, so 4-4 for Route.
And losing the 5th spot on the last lap looks like it's going to be Vanderlei as Jordan Foster, 2nd in Moto number 1, 5th in Moto number 2. That might just put him on the podium overall. For the 581 of Jordan Foster, and then the bomber Jordan Vanderlei going to get 6th, coming across closely in 7th as well as Race Carlin as he cartwheels himself across the finish. And James Armstrong right there to take 8th, Santos right there in 9th. So close group of riders here at the finish line as here comes rounding out the top 10, the number 28, the Gravedigger. Didn't quite get 7th or 8th like I predicted, but he did get into the top 10. That's Luke Heberlein. Toby Stock's going to come across in the 11th spot. And Kellen Brower, the first rider that was lapped, was 12th. Jack Haley, 13th. Andrew Wood in the 14th spot. August Sanders, 15th. Roy Mitchell, 16th. O'Hagan, 17th. Stanley, 18th. Ethan Parks drops back to the 19th spot after being in the top 5 early. And rounding out the top 20, Bryce Whelan. We'll check for cuts here at the front.
And we actually got to
restart. The top 5 was all the same for sure, and I didn't get beyond that.
All
And that
right.
has been racing. Jeremy Siebold takes the overall. Mullins dominating performance goes 3-2 on the day. Unbelievable that that happened.
Well,
And before we wrap this up, I would definitely like to thank all of the sponsors of Race Factory Gaming once again. Without their support, we wouldn't have all the awesome prizing up for grabs, both Supercross and outdoors, that we have every year. And let's see here. We'll start it off with Ride 365. Log on. They have everything you could need, gear for your bike. If you're a moto fan, you should probably go there and you'll find something that you just can't live without and that you want to buy. Also, Racetech suspension and engines. Log on to racetech.com. Make your bike faster, make your bike handle better. We got it all, bro. Vertmoto.com. Two Wheelers Graphics. TaggerDesigns.net. Yes, that's .net, not .com. Moto Option Clothing. MotoOption.com. Versus-PC.com. FamMX.com for all your graphics, signage, and anything to look cool needs, pretty much. Also, SYS TV, I'm bringing it to you live every Thursday night with Kellen Brower and Jeremy Hinners calling the action, and sometimes cameo guest appearances from guys like myself. Thanks for letting me join you. And of course, don't forget Sunday night, Amateur Night, hosted by Moto Agogo while he streams live on twitch.tv/MotoAgogo. And readmeta.com. That's the sponsors of the RaceFactoryGaming.com Nationals Series. Round number 4 from High Point, a great night of racing action once again.
yeah, absolutely, guys. But we will be wrapping up the stream now. Again, catch us next week, same start time, 5:30 Pacific time for the pre-race stream, and then racing will begin around that 6 p.m. Pacific time. We will be racing at, where are we racing at next week, guys?
Muddy Creek.
Muddy Creek. Like I said, guys, catch you guys later, and I hope you all had fun tonight.